This is Black Panther. Legends. This series tells the story of Wakandan Prince T'Challa's teenage years and his journey towards becoming the Black Panther. This is part 1 of 4. The comic opens with two boys running through the savannah. They're T'Challa and his adopted brother, Hunter, racing each other. The boys are competitive but share a strong bond. We see them return, exhausted, to the Wakandan capital. In the royal palace of Wakanda, King T'Chaka and Queen Ramonda argue about opening Wakanda to the outside world. T'Chaka talks about how they adopted Hunter from outside Wakanda after his parents were killed, but he is now Wakandan through and through. Ramonda worries about the safety of their family if Wakanda were to open its borders. Ramonda grew up in apartheid South Africa, and she knows how dangerous things can be for interracial families outside Wakanda. T'Challa and Hunter arrive, and T'Chaka speaks to them about a United Nations delegation due to arrive in Wakanda for the first time. T'Chaka tells the boys not to worry because he isn't only Wakanda's king, but its protector. We see the Black Panther suit as T'Chaka reveals that the family is to travel to South Africa the next day. They are going to pay their respects to Queen Ramonda's mother, but also to introduce the boys to the outside world. T'Chaka explains that going outside Wakanda means having to subject themselves to unjust laws and racial segregation. If we are to create a world that can be, he says, we must first know the world as it is. When they land in Johannesburg, Hunter has to stand alone in the line for Europeans, while the rest of his family has to stand in the line for non-Europeans. They have to pretend that Hunter isn't part of their family because interracial families are illegal in apartheid South Africa. They meet up at the cemetery where Ramonda's mother is buried. Ramonda explains how, during the height of the anti-apartheid movement, her mother marched with her and her age mates during the boycott of segregated schools. The police shot and killed students marching in the streets, and her mother stood beside all the victims. She says that her mother believed in creating a better world and tells T'Challa that he must be such a leader. Later on, T'Challa is exploring the market when he sees a black boy being chased by a group of white boys. They catch the boy and are about to beat him up when T'Challa comes to his defense. He fights off a few boys, but he's quickly outnumbered. Luckily, Hunter comes to his aid. The two of them fend off the bullies, but T'Challa loses his Kimoyo bracelet in the fight. Someone picks them up as the boys head back to their hotel. The king is upset that T'Challa lost his Kimoyo beads, and his mother tells him that he has to be more careful. T'Challa asks what kind of leader he's supposed to be if he can't stand up for people who need help. Ramonda reminds him to be patient and that he can't change the world all at once. T'Challa saved one boy today, but it's the whole unjust system that needs to be changed. Meanwhile, Hunter has to spend the night alone in his Europeans-only room, away from the comforting words of his mother. A few days later, the UN delegation arrives in Wakanda. Among them, however, is the arms dealer Ulysses Claw. Back in the royal palace, T'Challa is reunited with his sister, Shuri. Even at a young age, she's obsessed with building things and already has a lab in her bedroom. T'Challa explains to her that, ever since South Africa, he's been thinking about how the world sees Hunter and him differently. He says that Hunter is his brother and more like him than anyone else in the world, but to the world outside, their skin color makes them different from each other. He says that if laws are unjust, then it becomes a duty to break those laws to pieces, even if everyone says it's too dangerous. Meanwhile, Hunter approaches his mother to talk to her. He tells her that he used to be jealous of T'Challa because of his right to the mantle of the Black Panther. But when he saw T'Challa put his own safety on the line to help a stranger in Johannesburg, he decided that T'Challa deserves to be chief of Wakanda more than he does. Ramonda tells him that she loves and values him and T'Challa equally, and Wakanda's future would be incomplete without the both of them. Elsewhere in the palace, the UN delegation sits down with King T'Chaka. Claw lays down the terms of a partnership between the UN and Wakanda. He offers to help Wakanda mine their vibranium and act as a middleman between Wakanda and the world. T'Chaka explains that, throughout history, Africans have suffered whenever others have coveted their resources. He says that, unlike the rest of the continent, Wakanda has never been invaded and has experienced peace and prosperity. He refuses Claw's offer and says that, if Wakanda opens its vibranium mines to the world, it must be on Wakanda's terms. Claw reveals that he's wearing a bracelet of Kimoyo beads. It was he who found T'Challa's bracelet in Johannesburg. This isn't really a UN delegation, but a group of Claw's mercenaries who killed the real delegates in order to sneak into Wakanda and steal their vibranium. As a fight begins, T'Challa and Hunter enter the room. Claw sees the prince and takes aim at him, but T'Chaka, donning the Black Panther suit, puts himself in the way. However, since Claw is wearing T'Challa's Kimoyo beads, he fatally shoots the king. One of the Wakandan warriors cuts off Claw's arm, but it's already too late to save the king. Claw escapes, while T'Challa cries over the body of his father. Hunter and the warriors look on. And that's how part 1 of Black Panther Legends ends. Join us next time as Wakanda finds a new leader.